This is a video I wasn't expected to do so early, but the seller who I bought this graphic novel off, they posted it extremely quickly. So it is, and we're just going to take a look at it. It's not going to be a review because I'm not ready yet, literally, because it's just come today. It is Time Squared by Howard Chaykin. So I bought this from the eBay seller that I got the Stalkers comics from, I think it was. Yeah, it was. I just I've bought so much stuff recently. I've had to. Yeah, it was definitely that. Um, and yeah, again, I am not going to give his name out because he's selling everything that I want. He's selling all the graphic novels that I'm looking for, and quite a number of hard to find comic series that you can't find many places. And so, for purely selfish reasons, normally I give um, online eBay booksellers, online comic sellers a shout out, but not this time. I just I want to just get all the good stuff from him before anybody else can get hold of it. So this is a collection. This is Times Squared Omnibus by Howard Chaykin. This is a collection that I've wanted for the past 4 years now. Um, but it's always just been either out of print or just out of my price range when I saw it in stock. I'll just read the back of it. So it says here, at the intersection of infinity, where eternity meets forever, when forgotten ghosts ring changes in an orchestra lost to time, when tomorrow is haunted by that rhapsody of memory, recollections of things to come, when a lost soul gone forever returns to find it's still on the hit parade, when yesterday sings that old siren song and still finds it sweet and low down, when a long time love disappears at dawn, and a solo scarcely heard floats out an open door to forever haunt your days. What was, what is, what will, and never will be. Every dream, every prayer, every fear, found forever at the crossroads of memory and imagination. As ever, always, welcome home, Times Squared. And it says here, just show you the back picture as well. Graphically experimental, narratively daring, and visually explosive, How Chaykin's Time Squared was a work ahead of its time. Now, to commemorate the project's 35th anniversary, we'll come to that in a second because, like I said, just got it this year. Now to commemorate the project's 35th anniversary with the arrival of its long-awaited conclusion, it still is. In addition to remastered versions of the project's debut in the American Flag Special, and its long out-of-print first two volumes, The Epiphany and The Satisfaction of Black Maria, the Times Squared Omnibus completes the trilogy with the new 48-page Hallowed Ground, plus many never before seen extras from the project. So it retails $34.99. I got it from this seller who I'm basically buying everything he's got. He sold it me for £12. £12 for this beautiful book. So, bit of history, of course. I had the first two books what I mentioned on the. I had the first three things what they mentioned when they first came out. So I had the American Flag Special, and I had the first two collections, which were the Epiphany and the Satisfaction of Black Maria, and that was back in 1986, 87, thereabouts. So it is 40 years since the first one came out, which makes me feel extremely old. And I didn't realize I had such. This is going to sound like such a humble brag. I didn't realize I had such good taste back in those days. As a teenager, I'd have been what, 16? So yay me. So yeah, and I didn't know what to make of it back then. I don't think my palette was sophisticated enough, my comic reading palette, but it entranced me as well. And it felt like it was something I shouldn't be reading because it was very mature, not because it was explicit or anything like that, but because it talks about themes what went a bit over my head at the time. Because, like I said, I was still a teenager, but it always stuck with me. And obviously, life, things change, collections change, you lose things. I lost, as I've said before, I lost thousands of my books in my collection through my divorce. I had to get rid of stuff because I basically had no home for a time. Um, So it's just so nice to get it back, and it's so nice to have the complete story now. So this includes, as it mentioned, the special, the first two graphic novels that were released years ago, and the never before released third volume. I love the inlay here for the frontispiece. Very, very stylish. This to me is the like quintessential Howard Chaykin. It covers everything that makes Howard Chaykin. Retro, futuristic, um, with a you can hear like a jazz score playing in the background. Very New York, very New York state of mind. Um, with dames, noir, modern noir sensibilities, and like I said, there's dames, there's guns, there's sex, there's witty banter. There's a leading man who looks like he should have been in a 1940s noirish film. And then you've got the art. I mean, just look at this art, and the restoration is wonderful. And nobody does women quite like Howard Chaykin. And to be fair, nobody does men quite like Howard Chaykin. He's got this. He's like I said, he's got very much got this classic bygone era style for them. It's like this timeless and yet classic style. What could have been anything from the 30s, 40s, and 50s, or from the 21st, 22nd century. So this is the American flag special, which I do remember reading, like I said, back in the day. I adore Harry Shakin's artwork. He's one of my all-time favourites. Just the layouts and the panel work and everything about his design. It was he's always been. It's like a Walt Sampson, where as soon as you see the art style, you know it's him. There's just it's like I said, it's jazz. There's initially when you look at one of his pages, it's confusion. There's patterns. There's scattershot lettering, but the more you read it, the more it flows, and you get to the rhythm and the beat of the story. And as I said, nobody does women quite like him. Just wonderful. And these colours have the restoration of the colours are really, really nice. So this is the, like I said, the American flag special. And Harry Shaken, I think he's from New York originally. He's a Jewish New Yorker, and he's got that sarcastic humour running through. So we now move on to the first graphic novel. This is the Epiphany. Yeah, 1986, November 1986, when the first one came out. These were done by First Comics. They were like in big, oversized, about this size, big, oversized, soft cover graphic novels. More like a European style graphic novel than anything that you could get in America. And again, this just blew my mind, the layout. I've never seen anything like this. And as I said, music plays a strong theme in this. It's almost like you can hear it, even though you're just reading it on the page. And the lettering never feels too much. There's just something about it's his normal letterer. Yeah, Ken Brusnak. Um, him, the relationship between Ken Brusnak and Howard Shakin is just seamless. There's just something. There's not many people who work so well together, a letterer with an artist. But this is one of them. I mean, look at this; it's just wonderful. I'd say the only other letterer of his equal back in the day was John Workman, and I remember his work, what he did with Walter Sampson. They were like you always lump those two together. But as you can see, the art is just beautiful. I will be giving a review once I've read it, but at the moment I have started my um, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen uh, read through of the quartet of books I've got. So that's taking precedence at the moment, and I'm enjoying every second. But there's always titillation. There's always like a sexual undercurrent in his stories, and like I said, really good banter. But then you've got this, like I said, you've got this jazz motif running through this. This was like the natural evolution of American Flag. American Flag was amazing, way before its time. Um, But yes. So you think it's going to be something nice, and whoa, I don't think he was expecting that. So just flick through. But like I said, it's just so unique. This is why I love comics. When you come across a talent like this, when you come across a talent like Hayden Sherman, when you come across a talent like Darwin Cook, when you come across a talent like classic Frank Miller, um, when you get or Dave Gibbons for another example, and so on and so on and so on. When you get these artists that their imprint is so distinct, they're not a faceless, run of the mill house style. You know, they won't book for anybody. They won't change how they do the layouts. They won't change how they draw people, draw buildings, etc. And comics are all the better for these. I wouldn't say mavericks, but just people who stand their ground. So yeah, we'll quickly move that because it's bit of a naughty one. Then we got this is the one that's never been shown before, Hallowed Grounds. And there is a slight evolution in Howard Chaykin's art style. That's beautiful. I think when I read this, I'll actually put some electro swing on it on my system. I think that will go really well with it. Either retro swing or ragtime jazz. Not retro swing, electro swing. Sorry, my brain's mashed. I'm skipping quite a bit because I don't want to ruin the surprise for myself reading this. Because, like I said, I've never seen this before. We'll quickly move on so you can see the backup features. The whole package is just really, really stylish. So that puts the conclusions to the graphic novels, but then you get extras, and boy, do you get extras. So you get a nice essay about the creative process and how this idea germinated in his brain from Howard Chaykin. Um, and then, oh, 1 second. Then this is something that you don't often see. They've got a piece looking at the lettering because, like I said, with Howard Chaykin's comics, from American Flag to this to others, lettering always plays a very important part, and it's really nice to see the letterer getting his time in the spotlight as well. I mean, this could have come from a 1940s journal or magazine of the time. Very, very stylish. And the colorist also mentions the process. Fascinating. I'll be reading all this. Now that's interesting because I always wondered if Howard Chaykin did pencils or if he was straight on just ink on board because of the scratchiness to his ink sometimes. But no, what craftsman, what a draftsman! I mean, amazing, amazing. And I think this is now talking about the missing third part that never got released until now. And there you go, same end piece as the frontispiece. Very, very satisfied with that. Really beautiful. I highly recommend if you've never tried Howard Chaykin before. Good places to start are, if you can find them, the Shadow miniseries, what he did, 6 issue miniseries, or was it 4, something like that anyway. And then you've got the American Flag, but hold fire for American Flag. Don't look for the issues. It's coming out in a big omnibus from Image. I think it's October time, something like that. Um, and if you can find a collection of it, the Black Hawk miniseries he did as well. And also, there's the Lost Marvels collection, which I am going to be getting, and I will do a look at it when I get it, which Fantagraphics brought out earlier on this year. And then finally, of course, this. Wonderful, wonderful. In fact, I'd say this is a good one to get because it's one and done. It's ultra stylish. This is, like I said, this is condensed Howard Chaykin. So I hope you enjoyed that. There will be some more videos coming soon. So keep watching this channel, and I might as well sell myself, but I hate selling myself. Like and subscribe, and please recommend me to your friends. Okay, bye.